Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the number one source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.
Hey, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Saturday Night Dialogues, October the 4th, 2025. We got a jam-packed call tonight. Let's go. Let's get into it. Folks, we're going to be talking about tonight the new laws that Iraq just passed this week that will prepare them for the eventual revaluation of the Iraqi dinar. It seems like right now that Iraq is trying to catch up with Vietnam in their regulations in preparation for the revaluation of their currency. There are many countries around the world that are doing the same thing at the same time. Many of the countries have already passed these regulations. And Iraq, we'll be very honest with you, and Goldilocks has been sharing this, they've been sort of behind, but now it's catch-up time. All right? So then we're going to get into Vietnam's stock market upgrade that is expected to occur on October the 7th. So this episode will come out on October the 6th, and it is expected to be the next day, October the 7th, Tuesday, where we will hear the announcement whether Vietnam will or will not be accepted and be upgraded. We are expecting of it to happen. All of the indicators show that it is most likely to happen, but we will wait and see. Then we're going to touch on tonight how Forex, where they're showing numbers, reports that historically there are more currency exchange transactions that have occurred now than ever before. Let's get into some prayer and get right into the call. Father God, we thank you always. We thank you because you are worthy for praise and for honor. We thank you for allowing us to once again come here and to be a part of this community. We thank you for, Father, we thank you for all of the tribe members, the people who laid the foundation, followed the steps that we outlined in the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room, and they followed and they are successful and prepared for this journey. We thank you for them because they are the ones that they used their voice to reach millions and millions of people around the world. We thank you, Father, for allowing those people. We thank you for them. We even thank you, Father God, for those who at one time did everything they possibly could to destroy us, to shut us down, to shut us up. But now they want to mimic us, duplicate us, but they can't. But at least they tried. We thank you, Father. And we ask you to allow them to even reach as many people as possible with the small inkling of truth they may spit out of their mouths. We thank you for that. And Father, we ask you, we give you all the honor and the glory. In your precious name we pray. Amen. All right, folks, real quick announcements. Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room, as you know, is now a read-only room. That is where for a year we were literally there 8 hours a day, 6 days a week. We woke up with you. We had lunch with you. Well, I would have my lunch breaks. But when RO and a few others would have to remind me, and Pistol's mom, we had dinner with you. We cried with you. That is where we laid the foundation. And many of you went out and succeeded with your relationships. And isn't it just, folks, just think about it. Isn't it interesting how so many, well, you might be hearing how so many other places are telling people to go find a wealth manager. Wonder where they got that from. Nonetheless, the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues Room, folks, you're listening to this on YouTube. You can click the link at the top of the description. You can join the room. It is a read only room. However, all of the information that we have shared over the last year, Goldilocks, Wiley, myself, and the tribe, to prepare you all for this investment and for your blessing, all of the information is there. The 8 steps is there. You can follow. Then we have D's room, where D drops articles from all over the world about what's happening in the global financial system. Then we have the crypto finance room with Dave, Rose, Big Dog. Any questions you have related to crypto, that is where you go. Last but not least, of course, we have Goldilocks Global Banking News. That is your daily podcast for the absolute butt naked truth on what's happening with the RV. None of the foo-foo, none of the foolishness, straight from the actual sources. The International Monetary Fund, the Central Bank of Iraq, the United States Department of Treasury, the Bank of International Settlements, the World Bank, the Central Bank of Vietnam, so forth and so on, etc., etc. Goldilocks provides that information, and we bring it to you daily in the Goldilocks Global Banking News. Over 80 countries now that are subscribed to Goldilocks Global Banking News. Over 20,000 members that are subscribed to the channel. We are right at 1.9 million views, touching on 2 million views. I want to give a special shout out to Brazil. We have noticed a large spike in the viewership from Brazil. So I want to say, Viva o Brasil! Viva o Brasil! Folks, people from around the world are tuning in. I have some special friends in Brazil I want to give a shout out to. Now, we're going to get right into these meat, this potatoes, and this gravy. Peculiar Ram, are you here? I don't see Wally, but I do see Peculiar. Peculiar Ram is so peculiar.
I
How you did you get your nap in?
I got my little nappy nap. Yeah, I got a short one, not a long
Oh,
one, but I'm here. I'm
yeah.
lit. It's lit. Happy Saturday, guys.
Yes, yes, yes,
Did
yes.
you get a nap, Freedom? Because listen, we're no, the room isn't open anymore for us to make sure that you get your lunch, your naps, and your rest. So I have to wait till Saturday to ask, have you been rested this week, young man?
A little bit.
Uh, uh, okay,
A
we'll
little.
talk after the call because that did not sound convincing.
No,
Oh gosh.
no, my
Happy
Lord.
Saturday, everybody.
Yes, yes, folks. Let me tell you, it is. I hope you all are. If you haven't established your relationships with the actual bankers that will help you, that can help you exchange your currency to manage and build your wealth. I know it may sound like a broken record to hear that over and over again, but even if just one of you decides to go ahead and do what is best and necessary for this wealth that you have coming to you, you will appreciate the fact that we continue to tell you the importance of it over and over again. Many of our members are constantly giving feedback. Now that the QFS Dialogues room is read only, they're not able to post into the room their updates. but in their own little ways, they're sharing. We know what's going on. All right, folks, we're gonna get right into it tonight. You ready, my good lady?
I'm ready.
Folks, so we're gonna get right to, of course, the root of it all about currency revaluation, the Trump administration's leak that we exclusively was the first and only source to provide this information from the Trump administration. Here it is, right to you in black and white. Folks, the first two words that's going to come out of Peculiar Ram's mouth when she reads this leak from the Trump administration. This is the only place, if you really think, this is the only place you've ever seen in writing about the currency evaluation from the highest level
Mhm.
in the world. Think about that. All the high level sources and my contacts. This is from the White House. Go ahead, young lady. I'm getting started too early. Go ahead. Let's
Early,
go.
early too.
Out the box.
Okay. Currency revaluation is likely to be a priority for some members of a potential second Trump administration, mainly because of the viewpoint that an overvalued dollar contributes to the trade deficit, said one former Trump administration official, adding that Lighthizer and his team are the primary advocates for the approach. But weakening of the dollar could have other far reaching consequences, from sending consumer prices for imported products soaring to inviting retaliation from other countries and threatening the dollar's role as the world reserve currency, which would undermine U.S. sanctions on adversaries like Iran and Russia.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Folks, currency revaluation is likely to be a priority of the second Trump administration. This was written in April of 2024. We are now in Trump's second administration. And what does it say? Currency revaluation is likely to be a priority for some members of the second Trump administration due to an overvalued dollar that contributes to the trade deficit. But weakening the dollar could have a far reaching consequences. The tariffs was Trump's trigger for the currency revaluations. Many of the members that are listening, that are here, that followed the guidance of Goldilocks, Wiley, and myself, and the members of the tribe, we as a collective,
Mhm.
people are getting feedback directly from their wealth managers, confirming everything that Goldilocks has said, has put out in the public domain, confirms that currency revaluation is likely to be priority of the second Trump administration. Tariffs. Tariffs has been a part of every recent update from the wealth managers to our members related to currencies. Hmm. Funny how that seems to correlate with this article by the Trump administration and what Goldilocks has been saying. Hmm.
Mhm.
You have to understand, folks, that oftentimes the truth is not popular. What tickles your fancy, what makes you feel good on the inside, what makes your ears feel good, isn't always what's best for you. We know we haven't always given you what you wanted to hear and whispered sweet nothings in your ears. But we've given you the truth so
Mhm.
that members can go into the bank or the private banks and meet with the actual bankers, and the bankers themselves whisper sweet nothings into the members' ears with
Walk them to the
facts and
door. Open the door,
yes,
red carpet.
yes, red carpet treatment. People having contracts signed for their exchanges, trust accounts set up for once their exchange happens for their wealth to be deposited into their trust accounts
Yep.
and to grow and manage their wealth, right, Peculiar Ram?
Absolutely.
These accounts set
Absolutely.
up. Folks, these folks don't have to wait on no notification. Notification for what? From where? From who?
From who?
When are you going? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's just real brilliant. Yeah, just you invested in
Oh
something.
yeah,
Just go.
yeah.
Just wait for someone to call you and tell you, ring a ling a ling. It's time to go exchange. Ring a ling a ling.
Absolutely.
You got mail. Time to go exchange. Really? Now let's get into the facts, folks. I know when I say these types of things, it makes some of your skin crawl. But my message is not for you.
Hmm.
It's for those that finally say, wow, thank you, Goldilocks. Thank you, Wiley. Thank you, Freedom Fighter. Thank you, Tribe, for being so steadfast in sharing the truth. And now me and my family are prepared with actual bankers for this blessing of this wealth that I have coming to
Hmm.
me.
Hmm. And
That's the
leave them
goal.
full and not empty.
Yeah, with anxiety
Hmm.
and all this fools. Now let's get into Iraq, folks. We're going to go right directly to the Central Bank of Iraq and this recent regulations that they passed that is connected to them preparing for the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar, whereby they have now trained the Central Bank of Iraq's staff, 93 employees, high ranking employees, train them in English. Why? English is the number one spoken language around the world. It's the most spoken language around the world. So when you have all of these different banks and countries that will now begin to do more business with Iraq and in the dinar, they the Central Bank of Iraq wants to make sure that their staff is prepared to handle the additional communications in the English language. This was also something that Vietnam did as well. I don't know if you remember, Peculiar Ram, we went over that several weeks ago, but
Yes, 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 I
Vietnam
do.
did Vietnam did the same thing. So here we go. Iraq, English language, preparing in the banking system so that they can communicate with people from around the world in the English language, preparing for what's going to happen with the Iraqi dinar. Go ahead, young lady.
All right. The graduation of 93 Central Bank of Iraq employees from the English language program, in collaboration with the British Council, supports Iraq's economy in several ways. Number one, enhance international communication.
Mhm.
Proficiency in English enables central bank employees to engage more effectively with global financial institutions, investors, and partners. This strengthens Iraq's ability to negotiate, collaborate, and integrate into the international financial system, fostering foreign investment and trade.
Foreign investment in what?
Trade.
Foreign investment and something that Goldilocks has been saying for the last 5 years, which is what we needed. Where
Mhm.
uh, we got to watch the water because it is through trade where currency evaluations will happen. So this is fostering investment through what and what?
Investment and trade.
Oh, that's what I thought I heard you say. Okay, I just want to make sure my ears didn't deceive me, my eyes didn't fool me. Go ahead, young lady.
No tickling of the ears over here.
Not at all. Not at all.
Number two, improved institutional efficiency. Skilled employees contribute to better decision making and operational performance within the central bank. Enhanced communication and professionalism align with international best practices, improving the bank's ability to manage monetary policy, regulate financial systems, and ensure economic stability.
1 second, beloved. This is important, folks. Listen, enhanced communication. This number two, improved institutional efficiency. Enhanced communication and professionalism aligned with international best practices, improving the bank's ability to manage monetary policy. This is all behind these bank employees now becoming fluent in the English language so that they can communicate with people from around the world with the number one spoken language of English, because the transactions in the Iraqi dinar are expected to increase in the around the world, and they must be in compliance with international practices. In order for the dinar to go international, the Central Bank of Iraq must be in compliance with international practices. The English language in a central bank, as the Central Bank of Iraq, is key and essential for them to have a good number of their employees that can speak the English language and transact through the Iraqi dinar and communicate with different countries and different businesses, because all these transactions and moving forward in the future, folks, will be in the Iraqi dinar with investors from around the world that will begin to invest in Iraq, and some of them already are. Number three, go ahead, young lady.
Number three, human capital development. Investing in employee training builds a more capable workforce, which is critical for implementing modern financial systems and policies. This supports Iraq's economic reforms, enhances financial governance, and promotes confidence in the banking sector.
Mm-hmm,
Number four,
mm-hmm,
strengthen global partnerships. The partnership with the British Council, as highlighted by the British ambassador, fosters international cooperation. This can lead to further support, expertise sharing, and
mm-hmm,
opportunities for Iraq to align its financial systems with global standards, attracting foreign capital and expertise.
attracting foreign capital and expertise. This aligns with best practices. This will help just in Vietnam doing the same thing for attracting
Mhm.
foreign capital, foreign investors, which folks, you got to remember these foreign when Iraq is talking about foreign capital, foreign investors, those are not people in Iraq. These are not people that necessarily speak Arabic. These are people that most likely speak English, but they will be doing business with Iraq and in Iraq. So now Iraq is getting their people, training them to be more fluent in the English language to prepare for more foreign investors investing in Iraq. Go, young lady.
Number five, economic modernization. A skilled workforce capable of operating in a global context helps modernize Iraq's financial sector, making it more competitive and resilient. This supports broader economic growth by improving access to international markets and financial resources.
Mm-hmm,
In summary, this program enhances the central bank's capacity to operate effectively on a global stage,
mm-hmm.
supporting Iraq's economic stability, growth, and integration into the international financial system.
That summary is powerful. It says this program, meaning the English language program for their staff at the central bank, it enhances the central bank's capacity to operate effectively on a global stage. I'm going to rephrase that for you. Listen carefully. In summary, this English language program for the Central Bank of Iraq enhances the central bank's, I meant to say, the Iraqi dinar's capacity to operate effectively on a global stage.
I like that version.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. And people don't recognize how much actually goes into this whole RV process. It's not a flip of the switch, as you always say. They have to
Mm-hmm.
literally train their employees to
Mm-hmm.
handle the RV, to handle everything that's going on in the business room. So it makes total sense.
Just imagine, folks, if you were to go in to exchange your currency and you are expecting to walk in the bank and exchange your currency at the teller window, and there's no trained staff to exchange your currency.
Mm, mm. You talking about coming through that window? You come this far to leave me now, Lord.
so so just imagine if the
Yes.
staff where you go is not prepared, not trained to even communicate with you, to
Mm.
handle your transaction. Can you imagine that? How
No,
would
I
that make you?
can't. I'm about to cry.
Folks, just think about it. How would you feel if the person, what are you going to do? Say, I want to speak to the branch manager, and the branch manager say, duh, I don't know. We don't know. We're not prepared. We haven't been trained for this.
Mm-hmm. Man.
All this, all this time that you've waited, folks, to prepare, to be ready for your moment, for your blessing, and you go in there, and they're not even trained to handle you. So how you think it would be for Iraq if all these investors are coming to do business in Iraq and they can't even speak the language for the people? They're not trained. So
Mm.
how is it that these the central bank of Iraq, which if you don't know, I must tell you now, I'm going to assume some of you aren't aware, it is the central bank of Iraq that governs and controls the Iraqi dinar, the CBI. So if they aren't prepared to handle investors coming into Iraq that will be utilizing the Iraqi dinar, and they'll be communicating with people from all over the world for transactions, for exchanges in the Iraqi dinar, and there's a large amount of people that can't even speak the number one language spoken in the world, named English. And I want you to think about this. Just pause. Have a logical thought for one moment. Think critically for 2 seconds. They have just finished training for their staff in the English language for investors to come into Iraq, the dinar to be utilized more in the international world. And there was a flip of the switch that supposedly happened before on a 3-day weekend before, and it got delayed. 1,000 times you've heard that, probably more. Okay, you can believe that if you want to, but I want you to think, folks. Think. God has
Mm-hmm.
given you the spirit, the gift. We are all born with the gift of discernment. I challenge each and every one of you to look within yourselves. Allow that light within each and every one of you to shine. That's God's light within you. And allow your discernment to be your guiding light on this road of your investment, not your emotions to be your guide. Because all someone has to do is tell you what you want to hear to trigger your emotions, and you lose control. You lose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You lose your connection to the God source within you.
Mm-hmm.
Many of us in the Nordland are disconnected from God's source. Distractions.
Yep.
I, I challenge you folks. And I say that with the utmost love for you. All right, let's get into the next. Now, folks, that was from directly from the CBI, based on international standards for the dinar and its capacity to have more stability and be more efficient and more better communication with the international community. Logical thinking, critical thinking, folks. Next one, young ladies, go. This is on Iraq as well.
Mm-hmm. The statement from the Central Bank of Iraq's governor, Ali Mohsen al-Alaq, highlights
Great.
significant developments in Iraq's financial landscape as of September 28th, 2025.
Mhm.
Here's a concise summary and analysis based on the provided information.
I'm gonna drop some light on this real quick, beloved. One moment. So,
Mhm.
folks, as of September the 8th, see, I don't know if some of you may be new to the call and you haven't heard this before, but Iraq's challenge, one of the challenges, where they were not ready to revalue the dinar before, is because their main source of revenue has been only oil. 95% of Iraq's revenue has been through oil. That's it. Think about that. So when you think of that, that has been their main source of revenue. You must think about the dinar. So therefore, the revenue for the dinar it was all eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
And many of you have yourself followed the saying to not put all your eggs in one basket. This is what Iraq has done. And the reason why you all have said not to put your eggs, you said it to yourself. I guarantee you said it to your children, your friends, your family. I ain't putting all my eggs in one basket. Don't put all your eggs in one basket because you know it's not best for you.
Mhm.
But this is what Iraq has done historically with just oil. Wouldn't you think that they have to change that? So you got to don't think of, don't, and I know it's hard to say, hard to think for some of you. Don't think of date and rate about the dinar. Put that to the side.
Mhm.
Have in your mind, in order to get to the date and the rate, doesn't the dinar have to have a source of revenue to make it strong? Or you can think of it as this: should it not have more than just one source, or shouldn't the dinar have more than one source of revenue?
Shouldn't they be diversified?
Shouldn't they be diversified? Oil, real estate, crypto, technology, agriculture,
Reserves.
reserves, foreign currency reserves, which you're going to touch on.
Mhm.
Wouldn't you think, folks, all of these different options, the diversification of Iraq's investment and the dinar's investment, would strengthen the dinar so that if one source was weak, there's 5, 6 other sources that allows the dinar to remain strong? See, many of you didn't even know this. You were only you were only told date and rate. You were never told what and how. Oh, I know some of you just didn't really care, but for those of you who did, you're now set up and structured with the actual bankers that, that are ready to exchange your currency and grow your wealth. You all have the opportunity. It's there for you, right? In the Goldilocks QFS dialogues room. the 8 steps that we have provided, the knowledge and the wisdom that Goldilocks, Wiley, and myself and the tribe have provided. It's there. So let's get into what Iraq is doing to flip the switch from oil only revenue. I said that on purpose, but the oil only revenue to diversifying
I would
their
have messed that
revenue.
up.
So now Iraq is looking to strengthen the Iraqi dinar by diversifying its revenue sources. So think of what they're doing with the English language in their banks. Now you're about to hear what they're doing to diversify their revenue for the dinar to make it stronger before the inevitable. Go ahead, young lady.
Non-oil financial revenues. The governor announced that Iraq is beginning to see financial revenues from non-oil sources, signaling a diversification of the economy, which has historically relied heavily on oil. This aligns with efforts to reduce dependency on volatile oil markets and foster sustainable economic growth.
Just think about this, folks. Just think about this. If right before the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar, that oil prices just plummet, and the dinar, Iraq, 95% of their revenue comes from oil. What do you think will happen to the value of the Iraq? How could the Iraqi dinar revalue if the only main source of its revenue and strength is from oil and oil tanks? If oil goes down, it tanks, so does the Iraqi dinar. How can it revalue? Some of you are right now think you're trying to figure it out. You're coming up with these ideas of how it can. And you I know many of you thinking how it can is from Kurdistan, but no, it don't. That's not where it comes from. Because if that was the case, it would have been happened. Because the Kurdistan oil deal is just oil negotiations that happens every year and has so historically throughout the history of Iraq. Nothing new. Go ahead, young lady. You muted yourself. Peculiar Ram. She might be having some technical difficulties. I'm going to tell you, banking sector reforms. The Central Bank of Iraq is actively implementing reforms to strengthen the bank. I'm sorry, this banking sector, which is described as a fundamental pillar. This is the anchor. This is the foundation for successful investment in Iraq. These reforms are progressing according to planned timelines, aiming to enhance the sector's capacity to support investment projects. So these are banking sector reforms, folks, that the CBI is implementing to actively implement to strengthen the Iraqi dinar as its fundamental pillar. Go, young lady. Investment opportunities.
I was actually reading it. I didn't know I was muted, so I read it twice. I was reading it twice. You was like, peculiar Ram. So I started over, and then you were like, I can't. I was like, what?
You're like, hold on, why is Freedom reading this? Why is he reading it? I just read it twice.
Look, then I read it slower the second time. Like, can y'all hear me? Okay, sorry guys.
That's all right.
Investment opportunities. During the Iraq Investment Forum, the governor emphasized Iraq's significant investment potential. Both public and private sectors are working toward a structured investment map to generate financial returns, indicating a strategic approach to attracting and managing investments.
Mhm.
Economic stability. The governor noted that Iraq is experiencing its lowest inflation rates in modern history, supported by robust foreign reserves that stabilize the exchange rate.
Okay, pause. Let's take a pause for the cause. Let's take a pause for the cause. Economic stability. Think of the dinar. Think of what's needed. They are diversifying the Iraqi dinar. They are diversifying their revenues to not solely depend on oil. And what are they seeing? More stability in the Iraqi dinar. Quote, the governor noted that Iraq is experiencing its lowest inflation rates in modern history, supported by robust foreign reserves that stabilize the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar. For those that are not aware, in the white paper economic reform plan by the late former governor of the Central Bank of Iraq, Shabibi, in his economic white paper reform plan, he made it very clear and outlined in order for the Iraqi dinar to revalue, we must have low inflation and a stable exchange rate. So here we have the central bank governor now reporting Iraq is experiencing its lowest inflation rate in modern history, supported by robust foreign reserves that stabilize the exchange rate. For those that don't know what foreign reserves are, every central bank around the world, including, of course, the Central Bank of Iraq, has foreign reserves. That's foreign exchange reserves. So, in the reserves of the Central Bank of Iraq, they have the British pound, billions, probably trillions. They have the US dollar in the trillions and the billions. They have the euro. They have the Chinese yuan, the Japanese yen. These are various foreign currency reserves that they have in their kitty in the central bank of Iraq. How does that stabilize the Iraqi dinar? Because, folks, these other currencies, you must realize, they're stronger than the Iraqi dinar. And what do all of these currencies have that will back them in the new banking system? Gold. Gold. So, as the anchor of gold and all these currencies that will be supported and backed by it, and these other currencies that are stronger than the Iraqi dinar, it helps to provide stability to control the exchange rate, to manage the exchange rate, to stabilize the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar. The Iraqi dinar, any currency, no matter what country, Iraq, Vietnam, Venezuela, doesn't matter, Mexico, India, it doesn't matter what country, that country's currency, it must be stable in order to revalue. It cannot be a currency that has major volatility in the open market. It must be stabilized. That's why Vietnam right now is in the midst of volatility, but they will manage afloat and not allow it to just spike up into an extremely high rate. They have to manage the currency. That's how it works, folks. So the exchange rate of the dinar, they are reporting, is now finally stable. The first time in the modern history of Iraq, they have low inflation. A currency, folks, will not revalue with high inflation. for the revaluation of any and every currency, folks. There, like Peculiar Rand mentioned, so much goes into this, folks. There are
Mhm.
mechanisms that are right behind the scenes in these currencies and in these countries that go far and beyond a flip of the switch, a flip of the switch, a flip of the switch. Folks, for those of you who keep hearing that, you need, you should want to go to sleep at night and have a dream. Have a dream of how many times you heard about a flip being switched, about Kurdistan and the oil, about all this, about my high level source, in my opinion, and you should have that dream about those people and just slap them in your dream. Slap them as hard as you can.
I wanted, they said that you can't like punch in your dreams. I wonder if that's like true. Like you punch, but it don't like the impact isn't there. Can someone please try it and then report back in my DMs, please? Let me know.
This is so-
Slap them
Uh,
hard. Slap them for me.
yeah, folks, you remember, like we mentioned to you in the beginning of the call, discernment.
Yeah.
Use the God-given discernment that you all have. Stop allowing. No, you know what? Continue
Mhm.
to allow yourselves to be distracted. Yeah, that's
Oh
the smart
yeah.
thing to do. That's
Yeah.
brilliant. Allow
Yeah.
yourself to have that anxiety. No, nothing wrong with that. It's a great feeling to be have anxiety after every 3-day weekend. Yep,
Exactly.
continuously over and over. But it must be true. It says it on Twitter. Mhm.
Ooh.
It says it on TikTok, Instagram.
They
Lord have
do
mercy.
say that.
Yeah, I know. It's sad. It's sad. Come on,
Y'all
folks.
got to get over the hype. Y'all got to get
Yeah.
over the hype and the sensationalism of the RV.
Hmm.
It has people walking around sounding like fools. I mean, honestly,
It's sad. We pray for them. That's all we can
I,
do.
I mean, I really do.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
I mean, they said God looks after babies and fools, but at some point, at our big age, people, let me stop. Okay. At some point, you have to use discernment. That is very true
Hmm.
because a lot of what they say just does not make sense.
All right, let's get into next. Go ahead, young lady.
I'm sorry, I was in a certain position because I was getting
That's cool.
really passionate.
No, you. That's all right.
This
You good?
suggests this suggests successful, see, y'all messing me up, successful monetary policy creating a favorable environment for investment. We really do
Hmm.
pray for them.
Hmm.
Commitment to development.
Hmm.
The CBI is committed to its reform plan, aiming to position the banking sector as a key supporter of investment projects,
Hmm.
contributing to Iraq's broader economic development goals, potentially tied to the dimensions of Sustainable Development 2030 mentioned in the context.
Hmm. And folks, remember, this is from the CBI that they've implemented this to diversify the Iraqi dinar's revenues. Diversifying its revenue, folks, is strengthening the Iraqi dinar as a result. Inflation is going down as a result. The stability they are witnessing his from and with the Iraqi dinar has never been seen before in Iraq. I hope you all are establishing your relationships because the last thing I heard was that um, all the redemption centers were burnt down by Antifa. I'm just playing. All right, I can't help it. let's, let's go. This next one. I'm on one tonight. Go ahead.
I mean, on one too. Okay. Opening a country's currency to a new value requires a combination of factors. But banking reforms and laws are essential for establishing sound macroeconomic policies that underpin currency stability and credibility. While central banks influence currency values through tools like interest rates and monetary policy, these actions are more effective when supported by a well-structured financial system and strong banking laws that ensure financial stability.
Okay, pause for the cause. One moment. While central banks influence currency values through tools like interest rates and monetary policy, these actions are more effective when supported by a well structured financial system and strong banking laws that ensure financial stability. Does this not sound like, folks, a plan that's put into place in order to provide the strength and stability behind a currency for it to revalue?
Mhm.
Tools like interest rates, folks, you beginning to see what goes into the backing of a currency for it to revalue? Reforms, laws, monetary policies, infrastructure, stability, low interest rates. And you wonder why it hasn't happened when you were told that it was supposed to happen, and you still believe there's been a delay? The only delay has been in common sense for many people.
Facts.
Go ahead, young lady.
Introducing a new currency itself is a complex process that necessitates strong government and central bank commitment to these supportive financial and legal frameworks.
That's important too. Introducing a new currency itself is a complex process that necessitates strong government and central bank commitment. Digital currency, folks, there's going to be a digital dinar that's released. It's new currency. It's a complex process that Iraq is fulfilling. It necessitates strong government, which Iraq now has. Central bank commitment reforms, Iraq has. And a commitment to the legal frameworks, which Iraq has done. As of September the 28th, even more of these reforms that Iraq is implemented. Go, young lady.
Why banking reforms and laws are crucial. Stability and credibility. Sound financial and legal frameworks are fundamental for building a new currency's credibility with the public and international markets.
Ah, so in order for a currency's credibility in public and international markets, it must have there's no regulations or legal framework is necessary, right?
Oh, God, no. I mean, unless
Like
you're doing reverse psychology. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Just
so,
with nothing.
uh, uh, there's no need for low inflation. Doesn't matter. You can just revalue a currency with extremely high inflation in a country. That's easy, right?
Yeah, no credibility whatsoever
Hmm. Yeah.
in the
So all
international
eggs
market.
Yeah, all eggs in one basket. The only revenue for a currency can just be one source, and just with sky high inflation, no legal frameworks, no reforms in place, no international standards met. They can just boom, flip it a switch and revalue, right?
And put it in the Gazette site.
Go, young lady.
Guys, this is happening every day. Like we're laughing,
Every
but it's so sad.
every day. And folks, just listen to this, and you wonder why this is the only place where people have first and foremost gotten the instructions to establish relationships with the actual bankers and the guidance from Wiley, myself, and the tribe, the members themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We were the first out the box. When people were told, don't listen to Goldilocks, don't listen to that freedom fighter. They don't know what they're talking about. They the dark. They the cabal. That's what y'all were told.
Oh, Lord. All trying to get into our group.
So many came to try to come in our room. We had to boot them
Gurus.
out.
Gurus at that. Your favorite gurus.
The favorite ones that you sit at the
Yeah.
Thanksgiving table and tell your family members about. And folks, those same people now, a year later, trying to mimic what we have taught you.
Mm-hmm. Remix it. Not a good job.
The greatest, I got to give credit where credit is due with remix. One of the masters at remixing is a music guru who just got 4 years in jail. Giddy, go ahead.
Take that. Okay. Supporting monetary policy. Remixes. That's what they are. That's where they need to be with him. Right where he's at.
I got
Supporting
mute.
monetary policy. Banking reforms, such as implementing stronger reserve requirements or providing a discount window for banks, help manage the money supply and provide liquidity. These actions are more effective in influencing currency value when the financial sector is stable.
When the financial sector is stable, these actions are more effective in influencing currency value, influencing currency rates when the financial sector is stable. Didn't Iraq just announce that they have reached historic low inflation and historic financial stability that has never happened?
Yep.
It's telling you folks what they've had to do to influence the dinar. These actions are more effective influencing the dinar. These actions are more effective in influencing the Vietnamese dong. These actions are more effective in influencing the bolivar, the peso, the rupee, the whatever currency you want to name, whatever currency you have. Notice I did not say collectible bond. I said currency.
Mm-hmm.
Good, young lady.
Controlling inflation.
Must be important since it's right here in our face from the Library of Economics. Go ahead.
A well regulated banking system ensures that monetary policies, such as interest rate adjustments, are more likely to control inflation and prevent excessive money growth.
Mm-hmm.
How banking reforms and laws enable currency revaluation.
This is very important. I'm going to read that title again so that you all listen very carefully what Peculiar Ram is about to read to you. How these reforms, how banking reforms and laws enable currency revaluation. As a matter of fact,
This is the how, you guys, for those who want to know.
I'm just going to post it one more again.
Currency revaluation. I just know that's what you're posting.
Currency revaluation is likely to be a priority for some members of the potential second Trump administration, mainly because of the viewpoint that an overvalued dollar contributes to the trade deficit. So here we have, because your name is about to read, how banking reforms and laws enable currency revaluation. The reforms that Iraq just implemented, the reforms that Vietnam just implemented, the reforms that other countries around the world that you have currencies from have implemented how banking reforms and laws enable currency revaluation. Monetary policy tools. Go ahead, young lady.
Banking laws and the institutional capacity of the central bank allow for the implementation of monetary policy tools that directly impact currency value.
That can also say that directly impact currency rates.
Rates.
Go ahead, young lady. Interest rates.
Interest rates. A stable banking system allows a central bank to adjust interest rates to influence foreign investment.
Mhm,
Higher rates attract investors,
mhm.
increasing demand for the currency and appreciating its value.
A stable banking system allows the central bank to adjust interest rates to influence foreign investment. A stable banking system. Go ahead, young lady. Financial discipline.
Financial discipline. Reform strengthen the central bank's ability to maintain monetary discipline by better controlling the money supply and providing stable financial conditions.
I'm going to read that again. Reforms, such as Iraq just implemented, strengthen the central bank of Iraq's ability to maintain monetary discipline by better controlling the Iraqi dinar's supply and providing stable financial conditions. Better controlling the money supply of the dong, better controlling the money supply of the boulevard, so forth and so forth and so forth and so on. This is the how currency revaluation is influenced, folks. Oh, you thought currency revaluation was influenced by an
The
oil
salary.
deal?
The
Oh, the
salary.
salaries, the
Yeah,
budget
we forgot.
tables
Yeah.
in Kurdistan. Yeah.
Kurdistan.
Yeah, that's what influences the currency value. Yeah. Okay. Santa Claus is real. The tooth fairy is too. Yeah, right. Go, young lady.
The process of introducing a new currency. Preparation. Before new currency is put into circulation, necessary preconditions must be in place,
Mm-hmm.
including sound macroeconomic policies and
Mm,
strong financial sector legislation.
that sounds important. The
Very.
process of introducing new currency, it must be have a sound macroeconomic policies and strong financial sector legislation. So you mean to tell me there must be these laws and reforms like Iraq just implemented? Those are important to the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar?
It sounds like it.
Huh. And they just implemented these new reforms. Huh.
Is it coincidence or
Go ahead, young lady. Let's continue.
policy framework? A clearly defined policy framework with clear monetary and fiscal targets must be established to support the new currency.
Hmm. So
A
all the
clearly defined, which is
clearly defined. Mm,
opposite of what the gurus spew. Nothing
mm,
clear, defined.
mm, And folks, are you beginning to realize that there has, and I'm gonna say it again, there has never been a delay. What if you were just told that there was delay? That was just said to you because whoever told you that there was delay also told you days before that it was going to happen. So telling you there was a delay is because they know it's not true what they told you days before that it was going to
Mhm.
happen on that 3-day weekend. And they had to tell you something
Yeah.
to make you keep coming back for the next date and then a delay. And then the next one and then the delay. Because they don't know what's happening. So they just gotta tell you whatever makes you
Mhm.
feel good. and keep coming back. It reminds me of a man and a woman in a relationship.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And he makes her all of these promises that he's going to marry her. 5, 6 years go by. She gets no wedding ring. 7 years, she might get an engagement ring. 10 years, when will she realize she's being played as a fool? By the time those years go by, she looks back and burnt up all of her years
Mm.
and her miles
Mm-hmm.
for someone that had no intentions of truly marrying her. No commitment. While he's out playing the field, she's being played as the fool because she kept coming back. She stayed in it just, just because of the potential of what she thought would come because of his promises.
Well, it sounded good. Mm-hmm.
It sounded so good. He told her everything she wanted to hear every single time. And when she got upset, she got angry, she threatened to leave. He got down on his knee. He made all the promises that he would do better. And every single time she thought that she would get that ring and that she would get that wedding, there was a delay. Next. Oh, young lady. Sad.
You just
Sad.
preached to somebody on this call. You hear me? Implementation. Somebody's sitting here like, wow, like you just read me. Like, I need to get it together. And good, because you do. Implementation. The most challenging phase is implementation, which requires careful planning and the successful execution of the currency reform process.
Absolutely. Now,
Yes.
now we're going to pivot a little bit. We at Iraq. We see what they're doing. Implementing the reforms. Lowest inflation rate in history. Most stability in the Iraqi dinar that has never in the whole history of ever happened in Iraq is now here right before us. Now, let's get to remember currency revaluation is likely to be a priority for some members of the second Trump administration, mainly because of the viewpoint of an overvalued dollar contributes to the trade deficit. Now we have an executive order that President Trump released on September the 30th, modernizing payments. And folks, do not summarily dismiss what you are about to hear. It's directly connected to currencies. It's not going to talk about date and right and all the foolishness you used to hearing. This is going to get right into what's behind a part of the monetary reforms of what's necessary for the revaluation, for the movement of currency all over the world in the new banking system. It's that what it is, meaning the executive order on modernizing payments. Remember, folks, we're moving into a new digital banking. The new digital banking system is here. It's a modern banking system. The old, traditional, dusty, rusty banking system is behind us now. The new digital, modernized banking system. What it is, the executive order. President Trump's executive order mandates the phase out of paper checks for all federal disbursements. Example, benefits, federal benefits, phasing out of paper checks. Tax refunds, phasing out the paper checks. Vendor payments from government agencies to contractors, phasing out paper checks. Agencies, meaning federal agencies, must transition to electronic fund transfer EFTs in the method like direct deposits, prepaid cards, or digital payments by this date with full compliance required. This is the phasing out. We're moving into the new digital banking system. Paper is going to be no more. Transactions in the banking system with paper is going to be very minimal. This is the modernizing, which also, folks, includes the tokenization of assets. What is tokenization of? The tokenization of gold, silver, copper, various commodities, and currencies. The digital representation of any asset is tokenization. How does tokenization happen? Only in a modern banking system. This is the modernization. This is a part of transitioning into the new banking system where the revaluation of currencies will be done electronically. And the impact on XRP, which I'm going to share with you next, is because the all currencies, the dinar, the dong, whatever currency we have, can and only will be exchanged, will move in the banking system through XRP. It is an ISO 222 compliant mechanism. So it states, while not XRP specific, it accelerates real-time payment infrastructure via FedNow, which also includes FedWire, where Ripple's on-demand liquidity using XRP excels for cross-border settlements. What are cross-border settlements? Currency exchanges. Why is cross-border settlements currency exchanges? Because if you live in one country and you have a currency and you exchange your home currency for another currency that's in another country, on another border, cross borders, that's a cross-border transaction. Your currency exchanges are cross-border transactions. XRP is the foundation for cross-border transactions, aka foreign currency exchanges, in the new digital banking system. So here we have XRP, FedNow, and FedWire. What country is compliant as a result of their connection as a partner to Ripple through FedWire? Iraq. Through Temenos. Many of you remember. Instant global payments are projected to exceed 110 trillion with a T, $110 trillion by 2029, boosted by US and EU regulations. XRP's low cost, fast transactions could see increased bank adoption. This is how currency exchanges will be done in the new banking system, folks, through XRP. Status kicks in today. This was on September the 29th that Goldilocks shared this. Kicked in with a 120-day grace period, may apply for full enactment into first quarter of 2026. But this went into effect. This is a part of the connecting and the integration of the new digital banking system that was needed to be completed in preparation for currency exchanges, cross-border payments. Now, Goldilocks is going to share more on foreign currency reserves, which Kuyaram touched on earlier. Go, young lady. This is important, folks. These reserves, Iraq has currencies, various currencies in their reserves to support the Iraqi dinar and the revaluation of it. Vietnam has various foreign currencies in reserves to support the revaluation and the floating of the Vietnamese dong. Every central bank does. You laughed how I said that.
You sounded like Trump.
Oh, I did. Oh. Oh my Lord.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes. Increasing trade with other countries can help a country build foreign currency reserves, but it depends on the trade balance and the nature of the transactions.
Mhm,
Here's a concise explanation.
mhm.
Exports boost reserves. When a country exports goods or services, it typically receives payments in foreign currencies. These inflows increase the country's foreign currency reserves as the central bank or commercial banks hold these earnings in foreign denominations.
And just think about this, folks. These countries that have these other currencies in their reserves, when those other currencies in their reserves begin to go up in value, their rates begin to rise. So does the revenue for those central
Mhm.
banks because they have those foreign currencies in their reserves. Go, young lady.
Trade surplus is key. A trade surplus, exports exceeding imports, directly contributes to reserve accumulation, as the net inflow of foreign currency from trade is positive.
Mhm.
For example, countries like China and Germany have historically built large reserves through consistent trade surpluses.
And folks, a country that also has done the same thing because of their massive trade surplus that they have with the US, that they have with Germany, that they have with China, that they have with Iraq, that they have with all the countries around the world, Vietnam. Vietnam's trade surplus. If any country wants a how to
I swear.
play by play book on how to stack their bank, to stack, period, they need to follow Vietnam.
Hustler's
Vietnam.
handbook.
I'm telling you, Vietnam did a masterful job in their trade surplus.
Mhm.
Just just think the United States alone last year, Vietnam's trade surplus just with the United States was 123 billion with a B. And the United States was 123 billion trade deficit with Vietnam. Just think the United States, the biggest, baddest currency in the world, in little itty bitty Vietnam, beat them in trade, literally beat them down to 123 billion deficit with the
That's
United States.
crazy.
Vietnam 123 billion. This is like David and Goliath.
I swear.
And Vietnam is little itty bitty David. He threw it.
Yeah,
He put that rock in that sling. And trade surplus 123 billion. They made 123 billion off of the United States, and the United States lost 123 billion doing trade with Vietnam. Now you see why when Trump came into office. Well, no. Before that, now you see why currency revaluation is likely to be a priority for some members of a potential Trump
Mhm.
second administration, mainly because of the viewpoint that an overvalued dollar contributes to the trade
Mhm.
deficit.
Deficit.
It's all about economics, folks. The currency revaluation is all about economics. It's not about hype, not about hopium. It's not about how many people you can get to our channels. It's not about, oh, how many
Mhm.
people you can get to be guest speakers on your podcast and be collaborate and all of this. and say the same thing. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, my contact said that. Oh yeah, my
Oh yeah.
sources said the same thing.
So it
Oh
has
yeah,
to be
my
true.
sources said the same thing. As folks, come on now. We're getting close.
Yeah.
You better get your affairs in order, or else you're gonna be left
Mhm.
sending messages to ghosts out there asking them, "Hey, you said, Mister Such and Miss, you said it." You're
They're
gonna
gonna
get
put
a
y'all right in the spam.
message undeliverable.
Oh shoot.
That's what's gonna
Fact.
happen. That's what's gonna happen.
Don't get caught slipping, you guys.
Mm-mm.
Please.
Go, young lady.
Imports reduce reserves. Conversely, importing goods requires spending foreign currency,
Mm-hmm.
which which can deplete reserves unless offset by export earnings or other inflows. For example, foreign investments or remittances.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Currency of trade matters. If
Mm.
trade is conducted in the country's own currency, it may not directly increase foreign currency reserves as payments are settled domestically.
Mm-hmm.
However, global trade often involves widely accepted currencies like the USD, which bolsters reserves when earned.
Mm-hmm.
Other factors, capital inflows like foreign direct investments and exchange rate policies also influence reserve levels.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, a country may intervene in forex markets to stabilize its currency, affecting reserves.
Mm-hmm.
In summary, increasing trade, particularly exports, generally helps build foreign currency reserves if it results in a net inflow of foreign currency. However, a trade deficit or reliance on domestic currency transactions could limit this effect.
Currency evaluation is likely to be part of the second Trump administration, mainly because of the viewpoint of an overvalued
Yep.
value dollar contributes to the trade
Trade.
deficit.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Folks, are you picking up what Goldilocks is putting down? Are you picking up what we're sharing with you? This is the only place where you hear this, where you see this, the facts in writing of how the currency revaluation occurs.
Mm-hmm. The only place.
And I don't say that, folks, with ego. I say it
Mm-hmm.
because it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, the receipts, as Lady Unique likes, the receipts, they're here.
Are you unique?
Now let's get into Forex and the Bank of International Settlements reporting on historical foreign currency exchange transactions. Forex, right? Directly from. Remember, there are 4 agencies, folks, that oversee global currencies. So, in essence, in theory, oversee the revaluation of all currencies, or a part of the revaluation of
Mm-hmm.
all currencies. The Bank of International Settlements, which we're about to get a report from them on Forex. The World Bank, number 2, the International Monetary Fund, and the United States Department of Treasury. The United States Department of Treasury, the World Bank, the IMF, International Monetary Fund, and the Bank of International Settlements. Let's hear the Bank of International Settlements. Remember, the Bank of International Settlements is the central bank that oversees all central banks. The Central Bank of Iraq, the Central Bank of Vietnam, the Federal Reserve, which is the central bank in the US, and every central bank around the world. All currencies are governed by their central banks. So therefore, the Bank of International Settlements is the central bank of all central banks. And when they report, you must listen because they're reporting on Forex because they oversee Forex. Based on the latest data from the Bank of International Settlements Triennial Central Bank Survey, this is what Goldilocks is sharing, folks. The BIS is reporting there has been a significant increase in trading activity in the Forex market. But listen to the numbers. The numbers. The survey, which collects data from over 1,100 financial institutions around the world, over 52 jurisdictions, not including your redemption centers and not including Kyrgyzstan, but so it shows that average daily Forex turnover has reached $9.6 trillion in April of this year. Almost $10 trillion. An increase in Forex transactions, marking a 28% rise from the 7.5 trillion recorded 3 years ago, 2022. A 28% increase to almost $10 trillion in Forex transactions. This growth reflects heightened global demand for Forex instruments. That's currencies, folks. Particularly Forex swaps, which alone average $4 trillion per day. Now, folks, I want to put this into context for you. Think about it. Forex, 10 trillion recorded this year, 28% increase from 3 years ago. Why the uptick in? First, you must understand who's on Forex. Because you ran, you have a wealth manager that you, along with many other members, but since you're here with me, we've mentioned this before about you shared with me in private your wealth management firm in the newsletter that talks about emerging markets, currencies, so forth and so on, right?
Yeah, I'm looking
Folks,
forward to one next week.
you get one next week. Perfect. So, folks, her wealth management firm, they're a part of this $10 trillion in Forex transactions. The wealth management firms, for many of you, for all of you who have established your relationships, they have increased, those firms have increased their trades and their investments in Forex. That is why many of you, like Peculiar Ram and others, and you're seeing in your newsletters from the actual wealth management firms, they're showing you their the newsletters whereby they are indirectly encouraging their clients to consider investing in Forex. Because that is what they are doing, folks, as international firms investing in Forex. Do you think they're going to invest in something and they not get a return? 28% increase to almost $10 trillion in Forex transactions? An increase? 28%? How many of you would like to have 28% increase in your salary? Would you take it? That's a big number.
Huge.
How many? See, all of these members, folks, listen to this. that are getting reports in writing with graphs, in person, video conference calls, meetings, plans, showing what's happening in Forex from the actual international firms. I have a question for you. Not you, Pukiran. I'm talking
Oh.
about for you, whoever you are listening to this.
Mhm.
I have a question for you. How many of how many of you have gotten a newsletter, a report on Forex from your redemption center? From your guru, from their contacts, their high level sources. Pukiran, have you gotten your reports
Yeah.
from your? Oh, I'm just
Yes.
wanted to check.
Ask Mike. He talks to his daily text
He
messages and all. Talk about
he
high
does.
level sources.
The sniper does. The sniper does. So, folks, you have the opportunity to not miss your opportunity to establish your
Right.
relationships. I'm going to go right next into the rest. For historical context and the comparisons, the baseline in Forex has seen an increase in $7.5 trillion in Forex increase. I wonder why. So these folks, the wealth managers, these firms, these private banking and tier one wealth management departments,
Mhm.
they are the investors in global Forex. They're the ones that have bumped these numbers up in Forex to an additional 28%. How many of you have established relationships with the actual people involved, the actual investors involved when investing in Forex on a global scale? Oh, you wouldn't want to meet those folks, would you?
I
You
don't think
would
they
just
do.
you would just rather sit by and wait for that ring that won't ever come. You'd rather wait for that email. Oh, the email
I'll
that
email you.
somebody said you gonna get.
Give it to me. You gonna wait.
That's what you'd rather wait for? Brilliant. Brilliant.
From the Peculiar Ranch Bank. I'll be there waiting, guys.
Now, folks, we're going to end on Vietnam. The very important date coming up on October the 7th. This is not RV date, so don't
Yes. Yeah. No.
try to insinuate that Goldilocks, Freedom Fighter, or anyone is saying that. We're just giving you what the actual facts and reports are directly from the sources of what to expect. For those that have been following Goldilocks for a while, you know you've been following us. We've been sharing with you. Now, here we go, young lady. Floor is yours.
On October 7th, 2025, we are expecting an announcement from Vietnam about their market upgrade to emerging market status. Once this announcement occurs, they will begin the process of loading their ships and filling orders across the world on a much larger scale.
Mm-hmm,
These ships will contain new market prices due to excessive volume.
mm-hmm,
New exchange rate prices will begin to form when unloaded on shipping docks in countries around the world.
mm-hmm,
These countries will load ordered items from retail stores onto trucks that will deliver these products.
mm-hmm,
As the general public buys these items of interest, New chart patterns will form on Forex as supply side economics begin to put price pressures on these products that will be recorded inside banking accounts, uh, that are synchronized with trading platforms to adjust to the new credit valuations taking place.
Boom. On October the 7th, folks, the FTSE Russell is expected to announce whether or not Vietnam will be reclassified as an emerging market. All indicators show that it's expected that it will happen. What Goldilocks is attempting to try to tell us all is don't expect an immediate change in the rate of the dong on October the 7th. Shipping ports contain new market prices due to excessive volumes. The exchange rate prices will begin to form when unloaded on shipping docks in countries around the world. This is the movement of the new volume of products, especially folks that were where the new numbers will formulate and already have been as a result of the tariff agreement with the United States and Vietnam. Now with Vietnam, with the potential upgrade to an emerging market, it now increases foreign direct investment into Vietnam, the diversification of the revenue in Vietnam, Vietnam's global access, the global access to the Vietnamese dong. What Goldilocks is attempting to tell you is that there's time after the expectant upgrade to emerging market status to allow the shipping ports around the world. Every country is connected to every country, just like everything is connected to everything. There will be residual and ripple effects in the global markets with these products, and I'm going to explain with these products that Goldilocks is referring to is the products that are in trade that Vietnam will export and import in and out of Vietnam with the United States, in and out of Vietnam with Iraq, with Mexico, with China, so forth and so on. And guess what? Whatever country that Vietnam does trade with, that country will be affected. And whatever that country does trade with, that country will be affected. And what country that country does trade with, that country will be affected. And so will their currencies. It's a residual effect. No, 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 no. That does not mean, oh, when one country and their currency begins to move, and then the RV happens, and then another currency.
Shotgun.
Nah, don't happen like that, folks.
Yeah.
Supply and demand in the open market. This is a process. This is why, for those that have established relationships with the actual bankers based on the instructions that we gave them, they don't have anxiety anymore. They have peace, tranquility because of their relationships. There's a level of comfort. There's a level of knowing who they're going to talk to, who they're going to discuss their exchange with, who is going to conduct their exchange for them, who is going to grow and manage their wealth. They already have those relationships. They communicate with them, some daily, where the actual bankers are communicating with members daily, some weekly, some monthly. Some of you who haven't established relationships at all, not at all. Have you been prepared properly, folks, for this investment? Think about it. I'm not asking you if you are prepared. Have you been prepared? Have you been informed properly to prepare yourselves? But let's do this. Let's take responsibility. Let's take control back of your own destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And not rely on anyone. Not Goldilocks, not Freedom Fighter, not Wiley, not anyone. to tell you anything. Goldilocks, Freedom Fighter, and Wiley just takes it upon ourselves to show you the facts and the truth, and you make the decision on your own what you choose to do with it. And for those that have chosen to take the direction that we've given them, hmm, how sweet it is. How
Mhm.
sweet it is.
No complaints on this side of the ship.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Peculiar Ram, you want to add anything else here? That is
Um,
it right there.
no. I mean, tonight's podcast was powerful. We await the potential upgrade from
Hmm. Hmm.
FTSE Russell
Hmm.
and looking forward to next week's podcast.
Beautiful.
It's
I would
getting
like to.
really exciting. Things are
It
getting real,
is. It is. It is.
like
It is.
really real. So
It
it's
it is.
a
What I
blessing
would
to be able to meet here again.
absolutely, beloved. Absolutely. What I would
Yeah.
like to do, for those of you, you know who you are, tribe members. If you want to come in and give a shout out, you want to add anything, share anything. For those of you,
Yay!
you know who you are. We haven't talked to you in a while because we're read only, but raise your hand. We're gonna come to you. The one and only, my beautiful brunette grand. Come to the
Oh,
microphone.
hey, how are
When,
you?
How you doing?
Hey, Aries twin. Good
hey,
evening,
Aries twin.
fighter.
What's
I just
up?
wanted to let everybody know that at my bank, they are they do have positions that they're hiring for foreign exchange payment operations specialists.
Wow.
What?
What?
And I'm not done yet.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
And incoming and outgoing forex payments across multiple currencies and settlement systems,
Wow.
Hmm.
and some more BSA AML analysts. And globally, one of the tier one banks is hiring a ton of asset and wealth management recruiters.
Recruiters.
Hmm. We I heard about this coming. There it is. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yep.
Uh-huh.
Cross country or
Wow.
cross currency solution sales payments in London, and then one more payment forex product sales in China.
Mm.
So there you go.
Wow.
And for those that don't know, this is the beautiful, amazing brunette grand. She is one of the
Go.
leaders, yes, goats in the tribe. And she just so coincidentally works in a bank. And she has access to all this information. And not only that, she just so
Wow.
coincidentally, for those that don't know, because
Mhm.
many of you don't, her relationship is so solid. Brunette Grand had her bankers in her home, one for cheesecake and for one for breakfast and one for lunch.
I
Uh,
promise you.
two different private wealth management firms, and one, or I'm not sure if both, but I know she has a contract for at least one of them that will
Yes,
exchange her currency for her. Is
that's
it
the
one
number
or
two.
that's the number two? Okay, that's the
Mhm.
number two banker. Okay, and her contracts, everything is signed. She has multiple relations, multiple wealth management firms, but wealth manager number two, she has a contract for them to exchange her currency. We won't go into the details of that more, but that's what she has. That
And
this so this
I also
go ahead.
talked to both of them because you know how we have to keep in contact. And I did get a hold of both of them in the middle of the week, and they say we waiting for you.
That is such a blessing to be able
It
to get
is,
Yeah.
those kind of
because
phone
all you have
calls.
to do is say, "Hey, I'm just updating, just
Yeah.
wanting to know how we're doing, if we're,
Hmm.
still in the groove here." And they say, "Well,
Mhm.
we're just waiting for you. We're ready for you." So,
Wow.
and that was both of them. So,
Beautiful.
But I just wanted to
Beautiful.
pass on that information on those bank bank
That's
positions that's opening
that's
up.
Oh, that
that's
was a
huge.
bomb.
Yeah, that's huge. As a matter of
It's
fact,
huge. Yeah.
when I was talking to Goldilocks, um, on it might have been Tuesday or Wednesday of this week when the topic came up. Of course, we talk every day throughout the day, but this one particular conversation, Brunette Grand, Goldilocks mentioned about oh no, yeah, that was Goldilocks, but also Wiley conversation had with Wiley about getting reports on banks hiring more wealth managers
Yes.
and forex employees that are trained in forex. Yes, so you just
Yep.
confirmed exactly what Wiley and
Yeah.
Goldilocks um, mentioned to me this week.
Well, good. I'm glad.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
So I'll just
Wow.
let
That's
some other people talk, but it's
all
nice
right.
to talk to you again, and
You
you
too,
have a great
beloved.
rest of your evening.
All right. You too. Thank you
You
so
too,
much.
twin.
Thank you.
Lady,
See you later.
the one
See
and
you later.
only Lady Unique. And then Lemonade will come to you next. Lady Unique, come on in. Receipts. Ah. How you
Good evening.
doing?
I'm good. Good evening, family.
Good
Excuse,
evening,
Good
beloved.
excuse me.
evening.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
my voice a little raw. Been doing a lot.
That's okay.
Anyway,
You've been
just
doing the
wanted
work.
to,
That's right.
girl. I've been in my community thing, but we
No,
won't
I
go there
know
right
you've been
now.
doing the Lord's work, girl. I know you have. It's okay.
Ooh, but anyway, but I just wanted to circle back and excuse me.
Hmm.
Um, my banker did reach back out to me the other day,
Hmm.
and just wanted to follow up and let me know as Renee Graham, how they were bringing in some additional staffing and they are in training. My
Ooh.
banker wanted me to know that because they just want to keep me up to date to what's going on with there. My financial advisory just reached out to me, the management team, and just wanted to check in and see how things
Hmm.
were going and if I'd heard anything because, you know,
Hmm.
things are starting to elevate.
Hmm.
Um, and
Mhm.
one other thing, as I had shared with you and Uncle Wiley, I'm starting to get more interesting information shared to me from my bank, and one of those that I did receive was about. They have a staff and it's always been there, but now they're being more open and sharing it.
Hmm.
And the information was about um, digital and
Digital.
transforming.
Uh
Yes,
huh.
thank you.
You good. You
Digital
good.
payment and also transferring. Um, oh gosh, ah, I'm losing it.
No, you're
Um,
good.
Transborder, trans. I mean, oh gosh,
Cross border transactions.
cross border trading. Yes,
Cross border
they
trading.
were.
Okay.
Yes, they mentioned that
Hmm.
because it was, as again, it was in line with things that Goldilocks has already been sharing with us.
Right.
But now that
Hmm.
I'm starting to get stuff like that from
Hmm.
my my banker, she's like, take a look at this. You know, it's
Hmm.
just educational things, but it's all lining up. I mean,
Hmm.
guys, I have to repeat what you guys be what we say all the time. Anybody that ain't got it together, you better get
Hmm.
it together.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Facts.
Come on now, let's go. But I was
And
really
folks,
impressed with that.
as a reminder, folks, what Lady Unique is telling you about what she's getting as far as the communication from her banks about cross-border transactions. Cross-border transactions is currency exchanges. Anytime one euro you have a currency and another currency from a foreign country, it's on a different border. It's a cross-border. And then you exchange one currency for the other. That is a cross-border transaction because you're exchanging currencies that are from two different borders. That's all
Mm-hmm.
that is. Cross border transactions, folks, is just another term for foreign currency exchange.
Yeah, when I got that, that really kind of like blew me away. I was like, all right. So yeah, like I said, they also introduced in there a particular high level position within my bank that's a part of this team that's in on all of this. It was um, really helpful to
Mhm.
see the involvement and for my banker to start sharing this, and my advisor and team that just do a
Mhm.
check-in follow-up, which they're not supposed to say anything,
Right,
for me,
right,
but just to
right.
do it, just to
I'm
do a
gonna tell
casual check-in. That
yeah.
was cool. Yes.
Those check-ins, they'll make it appear as if they are checking in, but like you said, they can't say certain things. They're checking in as a way of letting you know that they're still in the game, they're
Yeah.
just waiting, just like
Yeah.
everyone's waiting.
Exactly.
That's their way of telling you we on it.
We watching
We
the
on it.
Exactly.
water.
We watching the water.
We're
Exactly.
watching the water right with you.
So
Exactly.
totally it. Totally it.
Look,
Totally.
I'm watching them shipping ports like a owl.
Hey, I'm telling you, in a minute, be ready to go swimming. But
I told RO earlier, I said I'm about to go help them on the shipping ports. As long as they got my wine for my lunch break,
Oh
honey, I'm in
Lord.
there. Let me help
Lord.
y'all unload. Y'all need some help?
I know that's right.
But
But
watching the
thanks for
water and
allowing.
connecting the dots, like you guys
Mhm.
are hearing from y'all personal bankers and how it's aligning with everything that
Mhm.
Goldilocks and Freedom Fighter and Wally has been sharing. It's
Mhm.
amazing just to
It,
connect the dots this
Mhm.
close to the time and how everything
Mhm.
is just aligning. It's so
Right.
exciting.
yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it's beautiful that you all get your own confirmations from your actual bankers. Just think about where you were
Mm,
a
mm, mm,
little
mm.
over a year ago when
Yeah.
you didn't have the bankers, you didn't have the relationships, and then we began to tell you what to do and how to do it, and you followed up. Now look where you're at. Look who you've met.
Yeah.
Look who you because you ran. Look who you met at the nail salon at the mall with your
Exactly.
daughter, and your
Yeah.
banker's twin daughters.
Hmm.
Look at Lady Unique. Look at you having your currency validated twice. Look at you having being offered a position on the advisory board by the actual
Mm.
bank. Look at
Hmm.
them. Look at you sending an email with a Excel spreadsheet of each currency that you hold, and they call you in and discussing your plans with you about your investment. Look at the
Hmm.
accounts that you have set up. Look at how you were able to take from one bank to the other, two different private banks, and you connected the dots between the two of them, and you were like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but I did." But look how you took relationships and you created relationships
Yeah.
within relationships. Look how
Well, it's
you
y'all's
also
fault.
but you put in the work. We just gave you the plan. But
Yeah, and I'm thankful.
look how you get your
Mhm.
constant communication, your constant dialogue with your bankers that will
Mm,
facilitate your
mhm.
exchange and grow, manage your wealth
Yeah. Yes.
Look at how
from
Well,
she
a
great.
turned her
year.
no into a
Huh?
yes. Look how
Exactly.
she turned her
Exactly.
no into a yes, a
That's
powerful
right.
yes. Now they're
Yeah.
asking her to be on their advisory board,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
from trial to triumph, sis. We're so
Right.
proud of you.
Yes.
Well, like I say, we did it. We do it together,
We
and I
did do
just
it
like I said,
together.
we do it together. We encourage each other. We share
Hmm.
stuff,
Hmm.
Hmm.
and like we already say,
Hmm.
Goldilocks, Wiley, and Freedom Fighter. I mean, and the tribe on a whole, and only one and the one that we can really thank for it all, and that's Almighty God.
God Almighty. God Almighty.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Yes,
Thank you,
Absolutely.
beloved. We
yes.
appreciate you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yes, man.
Thank you, sis.
Congratulations.
Talk,
Always.
Thank
talk
you,
You know,
God.
soon.
yes, that's great on your new update that you
Hmm.
just shared. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. And lemonade. You can unmute.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening,
Good
good man. How you doing? How
evening.
you
Good
doing?
evening.
Mm, I got my glass of lemonade in my hand right now.
I, I wonder
I just
what I
put
wonder I wonder what you got in that
Uh,
lemonade.
uh,
just a couple of ice cubes right now.
uh.
Yeah,
Oh, they on the rocks,
right.
huh?
I,
tell me,
I,
tell me
I,
anything.
Yeah,
I do
ice
want to.
cubes. Yeah, I bet they ice cubes. What flavor ice cubes?
I do want to say a couple of things. Number one, there is a couple of verses that I hold dear, and one of them is wisdom is the principal thing, and in all
Mm.
that get an understanding, and
Mm.
Mhm.
it's getting real in these investment streets.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I just want to say that before this group, none of us would have understood the purpose of these organizations and their functions, like the BIS, the
Mhm.
IMF, the
Mhm.
FTS Russell, Basel, banking
Mhm.
laws, process, and as Peculiar Ram said, helping us to connect the dots.
Mm.
There's another verse that says we overcome by the
Mhm.
words of our testimony. So,
Mm-hmm.
so,
Mhm.
so, so, listening to the testimonies of
Mhm.
others in this group,
Mhm.
their experiences and meeting with the wealth managers helped all of us to understand the process, and those who are in banking area just to hear confirmations of movements help
Mhm.
solidify that we are on the right track and that this group has been amazing since day one. I remember going to my first banking appointment, and I was
Mhm.
one of those people who went in talking about Dinar and Jamie Dimon.
So you went in with the guru fufu. Mhm.
Yeah, I went in with it because I'm a member of that bank, and I'm like, he's like, oh well, I don't know, well, so but I came back to the group, y'all got me
Mhm.
straight, and boom, I mean, it's just been beautiful, and just to show you, I want to just tell you this, just to show you
Mhm.
how much of a blessing that you have been to me.
Mhm.
In return, I have been able to help 40 people weekly from the US, Grenada, Bahamas, Nigeria, Norway that I do a live group every
Mm.
Sunday night, and
Mm.
we go over all of your videos, all of your
Wow.
information, and people are sharing their bank stories. And one young man last Sunday
Mhm.
shared that because of the 8 steps, he went to a wealth manager, and
Mhm.
that wealth manager was trying to pry and find out what the investment was. And of course, I
Mhm.
told him don't ever say what it is. And
Mhm.
he said that because he didn't say it, the wealth manager said, "Well, if it's anything to do with the dinar, we don't deal with that."
Mhm. Mhm.
And
So just
so
so
he
so
said
just
he
imagine it. Just imagine if he'd have went in saying that then.
Exactly. So he said
Mhm.
he just smiled and said, "Nope, it's not that, but I can't tell you right now, but I
Mhm.
will tell you when the proper time is right." So now he's got another meeting with that wealth manager in 3 weeks. And so this group
Mhm.
has helped me
Mhm.
help other people that would have been completely confused
Right.
about how all of these dots are connecting every single week.
Right. That's
So I
right.
just want to
That's
say
right.
thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, beloved. And for
Mm.
those that are for
That's
those that are listening,
powerful.
for those that are listening to this and what Lemonade just said about the young man that went in talking about dinar, and that and the banker said they're not doing. You got to understand, the banks cannot openly talk to you about a currency that's not even
Mhm.
international.
Yep.
It's not even regulated in the international banking system to be talked about. If these bankers go want to talk about the NAR blah on an asset that is not regulated yet in that's not international yet, do you think they're going to jeopardize losing their licenses to conduct banking for you? Because you were told to go in and say dinar. You were told to go and demand it. That's why so many folks, Lemonade,
Hmm.
got blacklisted. I'm glad you
Mhm.
didn't, but
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
so
And,
many
and
people went. Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, and you know, I experienced also some of those people who have never gotten on a call, even though I send the information. And one of them called me the other day, said, "Well, I don't get on because I'm just going to go cash in." I said, "Well, how's that going to work for you if you don't understand what you're supposed to be doing?"
Not only that, but she doesn't understand the language and the terminology.
Mhm,
Cash in does not exchange in Forex world. It's called exchanging currency, not cash in. So just the fact
mhm.
that she makes that statement tells me, but that's okay. We,
Yep.
you've done the best that you can. You have those that you've helped, and we are very folks listening to this. We love the fact that people take and share as long as they're sharing the truth, just like what Lemonade has done. And share, he's an actual example, a role model of what to do and how to do it. Many members, just like Lemonade, at one point in time went in saying the wrong things, but he humbled himself. He asked God for guidance. God gave him the guidance through Goldilocks, Wiley, myself, and the tribe, and he just executed what God has provided as a tool for him. Now look where he's at, and he is now turn around, reach back to help someone else, and being a blessing from being blessed himself. That's what it's all about. We don't care about people taking the information out of our room and sharing it, but share it
Mhm.
with truth. And what
Yep.
he's done,
Mm-hmm.
he's poured himself into other people, but he is the example himself of what to do and how to do it. Just imagine people sharing, not only sharing what we have provided, but sharing false information, and they are not the example of any of the information they share.
At all.
They at all. They are not the example. They are not the right representation of what they share. A lot of people are sharing just for content,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and
And
but
I've got friends who are still in those other groups that we all used to be in, and
Oh
they would
yeah.
send me and say, "Hey, man, they're saying it's happening this weekend." I'm like, "Okay." they're
and you
still they're still listening to
Whoopie
those
doo.
groups.
and if you ask them how would this work, they're like, oh, I don't know, like Scooby
Scooby Doo.
Doo.
Yeah. Yeah, I just direct everybody to the Goldilocks channel on YouTube and say, listen to every video that comes out. And when you send them during the week, I just forward those videos to those people. And so I said, just listen to the whole video. I said, because on Sunday we just summarize what is being
Mm,
sent, but y'all
mm-hmm,
have to listen to these videos entirely to get a
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
full understanding.
Right, they can connect the dots.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes, yeah,
Because they're
yeah.
used to being told what to think, what to expect. So the fact
Yeah.
that you are challenging them to read it for
Mm-hmm,
yourself, and then we'll go over it. Then you can kind
mm-hmm,
Hmm.
of separate who's really taking this seriously and
mm-hmm.
who's not.
Hmm.
So that's good.
Okay,
No, that's good
okay.
because I decided today, those who have never gotten on the call in the last month and a half, I'm not sending them anything else because that
Smart.
you're telling
That's
me
smart.
you're not
Yep.
Yes,
you're not involved
exactly.
in the
Yep.
process.
Smart. Very
Yep.
smart. Ran, we're gonna change Lemonade's name to Baby Freedom Fighter.
Yeah. Freedom Fighter Reloaded.
Right. he's,
Awesome.
he's out there doing it. He's doing it. That's
Yes.
awesome. Thank you for
Still.
Mm,
for for what you're doing, man. That's a blessing.
Hmm.
You're just being a
yes.
blessing to someone else. That and that's one
Amazing.
thing. That's one thing Wiley stresses about sharing and duplicating this. And in Goldilocks, when I speak to Goldilocks, same thing. We look for people just to share it, like you're doing.
Mm,
Um, and,
hmm.
and that's and you like I said, you're an example of it, prime example. So
Hmm.
well,
And,
and you.
and you know, one of the main reasons why I did this group is because the one that I do on Sunday, somebody told me in 2009 to get Bitcoin when it was $1. And I did not
Mm,
listen. I did
mhm,
not listen.
yeah.
And if I had listened and got what they told me to get, I'd be worth $12 million right now.
This is your Bitcoin here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're good
Yeah.
to go. Thank you. You're good to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, beloved. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, beautiful folks. We love you all. We appreciate you all. Stay grounded, stay focused, And don't forget, for those of you listening on YouTube, click the link at the top of the description. You can join the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room, and also make sure you like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, the podcast every day, and you're going to continue to get the facts and the real meat, potatoes, and gravy of
Mm-hmm.
what's happening with the RV every single day. Everyone have a good night. We love you. Everyone take
Good
care.
night.
Ciao. Bye bye.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.